Hey everybody, Beth Helvey, Michael Saunderson Company. I hope you're doing well. Want to talk to you about some stuff that's a little interesting. So we talked earlier in the week about showings and how showings are going to be handled, or how I'm going to handle showings, and how, if you're selling your property up north, how those showings should be handled. One of the things we talked about, hey Christopher, was that there will be a series of questions that we ask that we ask any potential viewers. Okay. And I want to clarify some stuff. Hi, Craig. So one of the things we ask people is, have you traveled outside of the country or have you been on a cruise ship? Hey, Sandra. And that is pretty much as far as we can go. So to reiterate this, those of us in Florida, and I'm sure the other states are getting similar information, and fair housing is going to play a part in this. And here's what fair housing is. Fair housing says that I, as a realtor, cannot discriminate against anybody based on sex, age, marital status, sexual orientation, anything like that, which means that I cannot say things like, you, mom and dad with 3 kids, can't live in this neighborhood because it's mostly retired people. Other way around. You, retired couple, don't want to live in this neighborhood because it's mostly children. Same thing with race, same thing with religion, same thing with sexual orientation, same thing with all of that. That is against the law, okay? And when I say against the law, it means that not only if I did do that, discriminate against somebody that way. For example, if I had a seller that said, I only want to sell my house to a person of a certain race, then that's against the law. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. Fair housing comes into play with this. One of the things that we're not to do is say, if I represent the seller, say to a buyer, you are from this place. This place has a heavy instance of COVID-19 infection. Therefore, because you are from, and name the place, it doesn't really matter, you cannot see this house. You cannot buy this house. I cannot show you this house. So if you are a seller that is concerned about stuff like this, then you need to be aware of this. But here's the things we can do to keep you safe. Just because a buyer who is from a place where there's been a heavy set of instances or a heavy number of people who have become infected. For example, if they've been in Florida for 3 months, they weren't affected or infected. Hi, Michelle. In wherever these areas are. And I'm trying to be very politically correct here, okay? They're wherever these areas are. So we don't have to worry about that so much. But what I can do is say, have you traveled recently to any of these affected areas? Have you experienced any symptoms? Have you been diagnosed? Are you practicing social distancing? We can ask a bunch of questions to allow or eliminate someone into the house that does not discriminate against them. Okay, and that's what we're doing. And I keep looking at my computer, and I apologize because I have my questions here on my computer. So some of the things we're going to ask people is, have you seen the tour online? Have you seen the virtual tour? Have you actually viewed the photographs? Okay, yes. Go on to the next question. How many houses are you seeing? Are you seeing 1 or 2 because you want to be in this neighborhood? Or are you deciding that you are not sure where you want to land and you want to see 12 houses? Well, that's a different kind of buyer, okay? Ask the buyer, do you have to sell first? So if you're coming, for example, to Sarasota and you need to sell up north first and your house isn't even under contract, maybe you should wait to look until you get your house under contract. Okay, those are things that we are allowed to ask. Hi, Susan. Do you have proof of financing? Do you have proof of a pre-approval, or do you have a proof of funds? Let's start processing this. Now, these are a lot of things that we should be asking anyways. Hi, Mark. But these are things that we're going to make sure that we ask to do this. Now, don't get me wrong. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I work with buyers. Hi, Bridget. And the nature of the business here in Sarasota, hi, David, is oftentimes what will happen is that we'll get people that'll come down here in season, and this is their chance to explore. So they've come down here as snowbirds, you know, and when you live here as a visitor versus when you are looking at properties as a potential owner, your view is totally different. So it's not unusual for our people to come here and go, okay, maybe I want to be at the beach. Maybe I want to be in Lakewood Ranch. Maybe I want to be downtown. Maybe I want to be in Palmer Ranch. And what we'll do is we'll look at a bunch of different places to kind of nail down what you think your needs are. That's kind of how we roll. And then they go home, maybe over the summer, maybe next season, they'll come back and they'll make an offer on a property then, but they go home with knowledge that they needed to acquire here to make a decision. Because don't forget, a lot of our buyers are not need buyers, they're want buyers. So they look at things a little differently. So a lot of those people aren't out there doing that right now. A lot of my people who are buying because they want to are holding off. They understand that this is probably not the best time to go into somebody's house unless it's something that pops up and they go, I have to have that house. And then we make arrangements, okay? But we ask all these questions in this way because I cannot ask a buyer, are you from this place that's had a huge outbreak? If you're from this place that's had a huge outbreak, I can't show you property. That is considered discriminatory against fair housing, and I can't do it. So we have other questions that we can ask that we ask anyways to make sure that we protect the people who are living in the house, ourselves and our buyers. You know, just because I'm taking a buyer out, I'm asking all these questions of a buyer, doesn't mean that I want to protect them too. Okay? So, hey, Michelle. So if you are a seller and you are not working with me, and you want to make sure that whomever is coming into your house is actually ready to make this jump, just be aware. So you cannot ask those questions, you cannot deny somebody admittance, nor can you deny to sell to somebody from these particular areas, because it does fall under fair housing and it is discriminatory. And I understand that everybody is just extremely concerned right now. I get it, everybody gets it. You know, it's a scary world right now. I get it. But we do have to be careful that we don't cross that line. And that's not a path that you want to take. So just be really careful about that. If you're, you know, I know in certain areas of the country, they've pretty much shut down showings anyways. So, you know, you are safe in that way. Hey, Paul, you are safe in that particular regard about whether or not somebody comes in. And then again, on the other side, just like we talked about a couple days ago, there is so much I can do so that anybody who wants to see your house can see it without actually having to step foot in it. I do it all the time. We've been doing it. So we're going to take those kinds of steps as well. But for the person that does want to come in and see it with their own eyes, which I get, and we do have certain buyers that really, really need to do that. We have a list of questions that we're going to do to make sure that everybody is safe. You're safe, their agent is safe, they are safe, and I'm safe. And that's how we're going to protect you, as well as sell your house. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Yeah, you stay safe too. So just a real quick thing, just to be aware of the fair housing. If you have any questions about how fair housing works or doesn't work or whatever, throw it in the comments or DM me, and I'm happy to answer all those questions. If you have any questions on real estate in general, throw it in the comments, DM me. I'm happy to answer as much as I can. And if I don't know, I'll find somebody who does, okay? So it is in Sarasota today. It is almost noon. It is sunny. It is gorgeous. It's really kicking up a wind today. I'm not sure what it is. I think we're going to get a storm. So if you are able to get out and enjoy the sunshine while maintaining social distancing, of course, get out there. Hey, Jennifer, get out there, wear your sunscreen, drink lots of water, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.